Well, Gridiron Gang, Steelers Nations, it's your boy back with a recap of the Steelers' performance against the Browns. Sorry I didn't make one for the Vikings game in Ireland. I had a wisdom tooth out the next day, and it just kind of got away from me, and I forgot about it. But that was an impressive win as well, except kind of let it go at the end. But we'll correct those mistakes as the season goes on. Onto this game, the Browns came in as one of the top defenses, and the Steelers made a mockery of that. As far as offensively goes, Aaron Rodgers had himself another really good game, 21 to 30 for 235 and 2 touchdowns. Impressively enough, was not sacked this game. I think that's the first game all year that he's not been sacked, which is really impressive against the Myles Garrett and his phantom sacks or whatever, sack rate, win ability or whatever. But he got out of there with only 2 assisted tackles and said after the game that even if he was naked, he couldn't have got there. So that was weird. Rushing wise, we spread the ball around. Caleb Johnson, who I said after the Seattle game probably won't see the field the rest of the year, he got 6 touches in this game, long of 9. Otherwise, only 15 total yards, but that'll come with time. I mean, he's not Cam Scattaboo, and a lot of people are saying we should have took him or whatever, but it is what it is. He'll come along, I think, once he learns how to find those holes and things like that. So, but Jaylen Warren had an impressive 11 attempts, 52 yards, 4.7 average. Gainwell had 6 carries for 22 yards. We even got Jonnu the ball one time for a 10-yard rush. So the rushing game was impressive. Not quite 100 yards. Let me just double check. Oh, 100 yards exactly we got on the game, but I mean, they could have gone for more, but I think at that point the game was in control and we didn't really need to. As far as receivers goes, Pat Freiermuth has kind of disappeared again. Did get 1 catch in this game, but also Roman Wilson had 1 catch, so that's got to tell you something. Guy who hasn't seen the field in 2 years out there getting a catch. But Aaron spread the ball around. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8 receivers with receptions. Kenneth Gainwell, the leader, with 6. That's just kind of a check down thing there. DK had a huge game, 4 for 95 with a touchdown. And then little Cam had a touchdown as well, Connor Hayward, with a 1 touchdown there. So I was really impressed with the performance overall on offense. The Broderick Jones bust talk is kind of quieted. Not a lot of people talking about him not being well or not being good. And I know he probably got a lot of chips and a lot of help on Garrett, but still, I mean, even if you're not on an island, that guy's a hell of a pass rusher. Regardless of what I say about him, he's really good. So I think it was pretty impressive that he held his own over there in the corner, and the rest of the line did really well, like I said. Big runs, we didn't need a lot of big runs, but when we needed them, they came up with them. And I mean, Jaylen Warren, that guy's a pinball, bowling ball. You get him out in space, get him moving, he's just going to bounce off guys and keep going. So really impressed with the run game overall, and obviously the passing game was pretty stout as well. So that's my take on the offense. Defensively, 6 sacks on the game. Pittsburgh always has big sack totals. Alex Highsmith came back aggressively. He had a half sack, 3 tackles. This doesn't say how many for a loss, but he was in the backfield a lot. It's nice to have him back. He's good against the run. I mean, Nick Herbig is coming into his own, but still gets lost in the run game. So I mean, that'll come with time. It's only his 2nd year, but he's 2 sacks on the day. Was pretty impressive. Derek Harmon, another sack for that kid. Sure glad we picked him in the first round. And then TJ had a half sack, and then coming off the corner, Jalen Ramsey with 2 sacks. Impressive game, especially for a guy that we didn't think would play a lot or would play at all. He was on the injury report up until I think Friday or Saturday. They finally pulled him off. But overall, I mean, we had a huge game in the passing game. I mean, that's going to come with a rookie. Gabriel, I don't really know what his numbers were. Let me scroll up here and take a look. Shit, he threw 52 times, which you don't want that to happen for a rookie. Sacked 6 times, 221 yards. But if you're going to throw the ball 52 times, you're gonna come up with some yardage. And then overall, as you're looking at the box score, you got a lot of PDs, but that was just basically us not catching the ball. Where did that all go? So they knocked the ball down a lot. There's a lot of picks that we could have had that we didn't end up holding onto the ball. But that'll come with time as well. As long as you're knocking the ball down and they're not making the completion, it looks pretty good. You got JPJ came back this game, looked really well as well. I think he went out towards the end, but I haven't really read too much. From what I heard Tomlin say, I think his injury was fine. The only injury to really be concerned about was the special teams kid, Killebrew. That looked like a non-contact injury, but I haven't heard much about him. But yeah, I mean, Joey had a couple PI calls. The one, I mean, the offensive guy tackled him, pulled him down. It was within 5 yards. But I'm not gonna harp on that. The defense did really well, and I'm happy with the game that they've had. Basically shut down an anemic offense, but still shut them down. Special teams, Chris went 3 for 4. The turf's coming apart. They're talking about they're replacing it. I'm not sure what the deal is there. Why? I mean, I hate the pit plays there, but it is what it is. But you got other natural grass stadiums where college teams and pro teams play that aren't as bad as Pittsburgh, so they need to get this figured out. But they're replacing the sod. The one he missed, luckily, that could have been an injury, but luckily he walked away unscathed from that. So 3 of 4, not a bad game. Long of 50, 2 of 2 on PATs. Waitman had a okay day. Kind of shanked one, I think his first one. He only had 2 punts. But, I mean, it flipped the field. It did what it needed to do. The offense was humming, so he didn't really need to get out there too much. As far as the return game goes, Williams, nice to see him up. Keyshawn Williams had a big return, but it got called back for, I'm going to call that a questionable blindside block. It wasn't, I mean, he didn't engage the guy. He just did the kind of shoulder thing, which I see a lot of guys doing now. I'm not sure if that's not a penalty or what the deal is with that, but you get a lot of guys on the return where they just kind of turn their back to the guy and hope that they don't get flagged on it. And Jabril got flagged on that. Man, Jabril got some shoddy flags today, but nice to see him out of the field. As far as that Minnesota game goes, he didn't have anything, any defensive snaps, a bunch of special teams snaps, but I mean, he's another guy that we picked up kind of late. So once he gets more solid on that defense, I think he'll have more of a role. But kick returns, punt returns, we had three each. Kenneth Gainwell had 1 kick return. I don't remember that. But when your offense and your defense are humming like that, you're not really paying attention to the special teams because you don't need to, because everything's going well. Overall, I think the defense is coming together. The offense is coming together. The line to not allow a sack, I don't really remember any negative rushing plays. Not big negative rushing plays. I mean, Caleb had a few, 1 or 2 yard gains, but that was just him not seeing the hole. But overall, Aaron's coming into his own. He's not the Aaron of 10, 15 years ago, but he's better than Kenny, better than Russ, better than anything else we've had over the past few years. So it's looking good. Overall, headed to Cincinnati. I'm going to be in Cincinnati this week for Thursday Night Football to watch what I think is the oldest quarterback matchup. Aaron's 41 and Joe's 40. I haven't actually looked into that, but I mean, 81 years together, it's got to be up there. So we'll see you Thursday night for the kickoff from Paycor Stadium. It'll be my first time to Cincinnati, and I can't wait to watch the Bengals fans come down the Luscalator. Talk to you later. Have a good day.